The Weeknd's new album talks about the firmament, the end times, and the music industry taking singers to hell. A couple of you guys told me to look at Timeless by The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. He says, "City on fire when I'm coming home, fill up the sky, I fill up the dome," the firmament. They all know about the firmament. All the people fooling the masses, they all know. It's obvious to them, and they're laughing at us. "I got a priest, he got a cross, get out of line, send him to God. I shed a tear, pray for a loss, oh yeah." So the video for this has some really interesting visuals. Here it looks like they're in hell, and take notice of this hell mouth. If you guys are familiar with Travis Scott's Astro World, he has very similar imagery. They're taking from this painting called Christ in Limbo. This is on the outer circle of hell. There's like a giant being that swallows people that are going to hell.
I'm back, it's your boy FITTI, and today we're going to be taking a look at these creepy TikTok videos. If you guys like the video, remember to like the video. These were the winners of last week's riddle. You guys have been doing amazing. I just want to make an announcement. I'm going to be in Florida for all of next week. So I have a vlog channel if you want to catch up to see what I'm doing in Florida and the content I'm going to be posting on this channel. It's called Lord Fitty. But if you can't find it under that, use Not Fitty. And it's only called Lord Fitty because I'm the Lord of that account, kind of like a landlord. I'm not trying to be God before everyone comes at me like, oh my God, he's trying to play God. Like, nah, it's like a landlord. Like, I own the account, if that makes sense. I'm going to be posting a lot on that account, so I'm at 300 subscribers right now, so I'm letting you guys know because, you know what I'm saying, you guys are my main audience. So I'll say subscribe to it because eventually I'm going to start posting it on a lot and more like in-person personal content. And I'm at 300 subscribers right now, so if anyone subscribes to that account before I hit 1,000 subscribers, you guys will be considered a day one. So I'm going to tag that account down in the comments. It's going to be the first comment. I'm going to pin that account. So subscribe. I'm going to be posting daily vlogs. I'm just posting shorts right now. I have some content over there, but not too much. You guys are going to see what I'm up to in Florida. This riddle is kind of correlated to the last 2 uploads I had. So if you get it, you get it. How many animals did Moses bring on the ark? If you know, put it down in the comments. And of course, if you get it, you get a video shout out. As you guys know, these videos do get crazy, so watch your own risk and remember to subscribe and subscribe to my other account.
When you run, a sharp pain can suddenly hit your stomach, making it hard to keep going. This happens because when you run, your stomach and liver bounce up and down, which starts pulling on the muscle that helps you breathe, which is your diaphragm, and because of this pulling, you feel that sharp pain, commonly called a side stitch.
This is the U.S. Navy's new weapon. The U.S. Navy has released stunning images showing its incredible new drone-destroying laser weapon in action for the first time. The Helios system blasts more than 60 kilowatts of directed energy, enough to power up to 60 homes at the speed of light, and can hit targets up to 5 miles away. It is designed to counter a range of threats, including drones, small boats, and potentially incoming missiles. Helios was also designed to disrupt the intelligence and reconnaissance sensors on enemy vessels. The testing comes as threats against America's warships are growing as foreign nations stock their arsenals with drones and anti-ship missiles.
So this video right here is a depiction of US troops that are supposed to be just like computer-generated coffins sitting in the ocean out in front of a destroyed US Navy vessel. Now, this is likely coming from Houthis or someone over in the Houthi territories in Yemen, and I think it's because they are underestimating what the US Navy is capable of and also underestimating what this new administration is willing to do. I don't really think that they realize that there is a significant difference between this administration and the previous administration. So on March 15th, U.S. Central Command initiated a series of operations consisting of precision strikes against the Iranian-backed Houthi targets across Yemen in order to defend and protect American interests and deter the enemies and restore freedom of navigation in the region. Because obviously the Houthis have historically been targeting merchant vessels traveling in the vicinity of Yemen, and they've been targeting U.S. military ships in the region, as well as other allies' ships and navies in the region. They targeted these Houthis with airstrikes and also from launching missiles from ships out there off the coast of Yemen. Now, US CENTCOM has released footage of these airstrikes being conducted, not necessarily from the aircraft's perspective, but from ISR feeds and also from feeds recording on the ships.
Yeah, I think I heard something that like Trump bombed him or something like that. Like, I don't know.
So it's a very strange feeling, especially once you land in the capsule in the water. The main thing you're feeling is, as you mentioned, gravity. You haven't been feeling the effects of gravity for 6 months. And it feels like just this huge magnetic, strange force that's welding you into your seat.
Like a sumo wrestler sitting on you kind of thing?
You, except it's even your lips and your cheeks, everything feels heavy. So when I landed with my commander of the Dragon capsule, Rajachari, we tried to pick up some water bottles and we dropped them in our lap because they just felt so heavy.
That's fascinating. You had trouble picking them up?
Oh, it's just a strange sensation that anything would be pulled against you. And so, yeah, a little bit of a trouble.
Wow. Do you feel like your face is falling as well?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you feel all of the muscles dragging on your bones until your body gets used to gravity again.
I mean, it makes sense. You're in space. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be watching a lot of videos of astronauts in space, and the way how they, like, operate, they don't even really, like, use strength at all. I mean, obviously, because you're in a non-gravitational atmosphere, I guess you could say. Like, they'll just be like, you drinking the water. They don't even drink water. They like squeeze it out of this tube and then just like, they'll be like little balls and it's like, that's cool. That's cool. Apparently, it's some new technology to control riots and crowds, and it has to do with sound. That's all I know.
There's a guy that claims to channel. I don't know if he's channeling an alien or some ancient spirit or something like that. Some guy. He talks very loud and very strangely. Who's that guy?
His name is he's a famous channeler.
Yeah.
He's channeling aliens.
That's right.
He channels the aliens, an alien, I believe.
An alien. So this guy was talking. And he says fascinating stuff, even though the idea is ridiculous. Like the idea of him channeling this alien, just on paper, is ridiculous. I'm not saying it's not real. On paper, it's ridiculous. He was saying that not only is the universe new, but the universe is new all throughout the day, depending on the choices you make. You bend into parallel realities that are very different, and you leave behind all of the different variations of you that exist in all the different variations of this reality.
Wow.
And that you are experiencing a very unique journey that's dependent upon your thoughts and ideas and actions, and every time you do it a certain way, you move in a certain direction.
That from moment to moment to moment to moment, you are constantly reinventing yourself, literally, physically, jumping from parallel reality to parallel reality to parallel reality that is representative of the vibration you happen to be at any given moment. And when I say creating, I mean that at every moment you make a change, you make a total change, a complete change in the entirety of your universal experience.
Dude, yeah, multiverse navigation via some kind of like will.
Which used to sound crazy. The idea of multiverse is so abstract until they started doing quantum computing. And the only way to explain the power of quantum computing is that it's somehow or another accessing an infinite number of these multiverses and instantaneously using them all to solve this equation in a preposterous amount of time. And if that's true, like if we all knew the multiverse was real and we knew that this man who talks like this, I am channeling, if that guy's accurate and what he's saying is right, and sometimes wacky people say true shit, if that guy's accurate and we can all come to an understanding that every little decision that you make, every way you think about things, every way you move through this life has this ultimate effect of transforming the very universe that you exist in.
Yeah.
And you can literally move to a higher plane.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's true, but it seems to behave as if it's true.
I don't think channeling is bullshit, dude.
I don't think it's bullshit either. I don't know what percentage of it is definitely bullshit, though. I don't think the idea of channeling is bullshit, but I think some channelers are bullshit, and that's the problem.
That is such an interesting theory and concept, and that's low-key a concept that I could like logically see possible as having multiple alternate and parallel universes, and each decision you make kind of like correlates to if you have a good, I guess you could say, ending or a bad ending, depending on how you want to live your life. I would not doubt if what that guy was saying was like a truth. I'm not gonna lie. Let me know what you guys think about multi-universes in the comments.
So here's Butch and Sunita. You notice how she's got her beautiful gray hair coming in? You notice how Butch has stubble? Yeah. And look, they're coming back. Being greeted. Return home after major delay. Look, Sunita got her roots done in space. Look, Butch cut his hair in space. Interesting, huh? Isn't it interesting that you could be in space for 9 months and your gray hairs are gone? And then your stubble, we just showed in the last frame, is now gone. They're trimming their fucking hair on the Space Center, and no wonder they couldn't get back, because they got hairs in the drains, in the clogs. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's all a big fucking show. Enjoy the ride, kids. There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've seen that think that space shuttle landing and all that was fake. They came back, I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. I saw there was so many videos of them landing in the Gulf of Mexico, aka the Gulf of America, I guess.
The dumbest things that humans have done. An Australian man saw a giant hairy spider on his ceiling. His first instinct was to get up on a ladder and try and catch the spider in a Chinese food container. However, as he tried to execute this master plan, the spider outsmarted him and jumped on his face, causing him to fall off the ladder. At that point, just burned down the whole house. Also, this woman in Brazil got kidnapped in a stranger's garage by accident. Basically, this motorcycle driver was pulling out of his garage when a woman was walking by at the exact same time. The closing door apparently caught the woman off guard, sweeping her into the garage and trapping her there. And legend has it that she's still stuck in there today. And finally, NASA got a hold of a spider and decided to feed it hardcore drugs. They did this to see if their webs would look different when they were tripping out of their mind. But what does that have to do with rockets?
The weirdest houses ever. You really gotta love music to make your house look like this. I'm trying to think of how to describe this house. It looks like a bathroom. Does that make sense? Totally normal house except for the giant shark that crashed into the roof. This must be a ghost house. I don't know why, but I really don't like how it looks. Before I show you the best one, I just found a way to erase anything from your photos. Try it out by pressing the button on my profile, then press erase and edit like a pro. And finally, wait, is that Squidward? Interesting design choice.
3 facts that could save your life, part 5. If you ever find yourself trapped on a thin piece of ice and have no way of getting back to safe land before it breaks, lie down on your stomach and start slowly crawling back to exactly the way you came in on. That'll put less stress on the ice, making it almost impossible for it to break. Most people understand flags on shorelines, but the purple flag confuses most people. The purple flag being the warning that the most dangerous sea creatures are in that exact area, such as jellyfish, stingrays, and of course, sharks. If you ever feel like puking while you're scuba diving, vomit into the regulator. Do not remove it from your mouth. Removing it from your mouth will make it impossible to reapply it on your face, meaning that you're probably pretty far underwater, and once you remove that from your face, you probably will most likely drown. Like and follow for more videos.
It's just a secret, it cannot be there.
Honey, don't you love me, and you know it makes me sad.
Like you always used to do.
Who's different then? I don't need them to be cool.
Animal facts you didn't know about. Did you know a sea turtle can swim faster than Usain Bolt can sprint? Meaning an animal that is literally carrying their house on their back can swim 35 miles an hour. And mother pandas in zoo pretend to be pregnant so that zookeepers give them more food. Why does that not surprise me at all? And finally, the tongue of a woodpecker wraps around their brain so that when they go pecking, their brain doesn't rattle everywhere in their skull.
Animals that have killed humans. In 1983, Tilikum the orca was captured and brought to SeaWorld. However, on February 24, 2010, Tilikum the orca drowned its 40-year-old trainer at SeaWorld named Dom Branchot. The orca grabbed his trainer by the ponytail and pulled her into the water, drowning her to her end. They say he did this because he was in captivity for over 33 years, which drove him to insanity. This was the 3rd time that Tilikum the orca had claimed a human life. But what do you think about this? Who is in the wrong here?
Do you guys remember the 2 girls who recorded their murder before their bodies were found near a wooded area?
Trying to identify the suspect in this photo and this voice.
On February 2017, 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Liberty German were walking along Delphi Historic Trails, Indiana, when they snapped these photos right before they went missing that evening. Police suspected that the man in this photo was involved in their disappearance and murder, but they didn't know who this man was. The girls' bodies were found the next day very close to where they took those photos, and police received multiple tips that the man in the recording and photo on Liberty's phone was 50-year-old Richard Allen. Richard was arrested and charged, but he pleaded not guilty and kept his innocence. But recently, on April 3rd of this year, Richard called his wife Kathy and confessed to murdering both Abby and Liberty. Investigators believe that Richard forced the girls down a hill and took their life with a .40 caliber.
Here are some crazy things that humans used to resist. Doctors refused to wash their hands, with many of them rejecting the idea that invisible germs made them dirty until germ theory proved them wrong. Shopping carts were seen as weak, with men refusing to use them because it made them look incapable, while women resisted them out of habit of carrying a basket. This changed after a grocery store hired models as fake actors to normalize them. Microwaves were feared, with people in the 1950s to 1970s thinking they would make food radioactive, and some men insisting real cooking required fire. Seatbelts were mocked, as many men in the 1950s and 60s thought they implied cowardice or bad driving, refusing to wear them out of misplaced pride. Dishwashers were seen as unnecessary, with many housewives believing they were not as good as hand washing and feeling guilty for taking the easy way out. ATMs were feared, with many people in the 1960s and 70s believing they'd lose their money to a robot and preferring face-to-face banking.
2025 just got even crazier, part 15. So in 2020, I made a video how scientists are trying to bring back the woolly mammoth. Well, it's 2025 and we are officially one step closer to actually bringing this extinct animal back. Because I present to you the woolly mouse. Scientists have just genetically engineered mice with key characteristics of an extinct woolly mammoth. Doing this lays a path for the future of bringing back this extinct mammoth with Asian elephants. Next, just recently at a German soccer match, a referee suffered an unexpected injury. Well, what happened was, before the game was even started, one of the player's sons ran onto the field and bit the referee in his family jewels. If you don't know what that means, look in the comments. Well, somehow, from this, the referee was in so much pain by this unexpected bite, the whole game had to be canceled.
Okay, that kid biting the referee was absolutely crazy and uncalled for, but like, why do we need to bring back the woolly mammoth? I'm pretty sure I saw that video where he was talking about we need to bring it back like probably 100 uploads ago, and I was just saying the same thing, like, why do we need to bring back a woolly mammoth?
Mysterious videos that can't be explained. In 2013, a man uploaded this video to YouTube under the name ZeroFoxFK. In the video, the man screen records himself setting up his brand new Xbox Kinect system. In the video, you can see the man set up his camera and begin to play with the Kinect features. He switches the Kinect camera to night vision mode when all of a sudden you can see something really creepy behind him. A shadowy figure appears to look at the camera and then walk off. The man turns around but sees nothing. Who or what the camera picked up that day, we will never know. But it sure is creepy. I mean, imagine setting up your new Xbox and you see that on your TV behind you. Creepy. Disgusting human body facts that you don't want to know about, but I'm just going to tell you anyways. Every year, a human being sheds over 1.5 pounds of skin. Where does it all go? Out of all the cells in your body, just 10% of them are human. The rest are bacteria. The average fast food eater consumes about 12 pubic hairs every single year. Ugh. There's enough fat in a human body to produce 7 bars of soap. If you learned something, leave a like and maybe even a follow.
What North Korea looks like in 2025. So, North Korea just allowed tourists to visit the country for the first time in 5 years. And what they saw was shocking. Because the visitors who went to North Korea are still saying it's super strict about COVID, and a majority of people living in North Korea are still wearing COVID masks outside even in 2025. Next, a new luxury mall opened up in North Korea, and inside the mall was and IKEA, but IKEA came out and claimed it's a total knockoff and it happened without their permission. Finally, visitors also realized that North Koreans have made knockoffs of popular apps like Clash of Clans and Piano Tiles. However, instead of playing pop songs, they just played North Korean songs. However, even though they just started allowing tourists, they have mysteriously came out and said that they have stopped tourism again.
Yeah, I actually have a video of this dude literally getting footage inside North Korea. I might put it in the video right now.
얼마입니까? 2,000원인데. 2,000원, 2,000원. tiga. Taruh bunga dulu sana, taruh bunga. Saya taruh bunganya. Masukin apa angkat ya? Taruh sini bunganya.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's obviously North Korea. We see the huge statues right there. Honestly, North Korea is so mysterious. It's such an interesting country.
Here's some crazy history that you definitely didn't learn in school. R. Norris Williams survived the Titanic, nearly lost his legs to frostbite, then won an Olympic gold medal in tennis. Anaxagoras was exiled for saying the moon was just a rock. King Henry VIII had royal poop inspectors, and he knighted them. Shakespeare added 2,200 words to the English language, including swagger. The Navajo Nation has banned genetic research on its members since 2002 over ethical and sovereignty concerns. The Prohibition Party, which fought for alcohol bans in the 1920s, is still active. The oldest active third party in the United States. Gerald Ford became president without ever winning an election for VP or president thanks to the 25th Amendment. Escaped slaves in colonial Brazil built a confederated kingdom that lasted nearly 90 years with over a population of 10,000 people.
Facts that will ruin your childhood, part 1. Before Phil Lewis, the actor, played Mr. Mosby on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, in 1991 he was driving while intoxicated and hit a woman, killing her, and was charged with manslaughter. In the movie The Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion costume is made out of real lion fur, so the actor is inside a dead lion playing a lion. And have you ever wondered why Plankton always wanted the Krabby Patty formula? It's because he was abused by his parents when he grew up, and he was neglected by society, leaving him with no friends. He thought that if he could steal the Krabby Patty formula, he would be accepted into society. All Plankton wanted was some friends.
3 ways to survive a skinwalker. Number 1. Don't ever whistle in the woods. No matter if it's daytime or nighttime, that's a calling signal, meaning that you're letting the skinwalker know exactly where you are. Number 2. Pray as hard to whatever you believe in as possible. Skinwalkers are demonic creatures, being so that they were transformed this way because they are cannibals and have killed before. Number 3. White ash tree rubbed bullets may be one of the only other ways to stop a skinwalker in its tracks. Of course, most people don't have those laying around, so if you're in an area where you think you may or may not be able to run into one, you may want to pack those just in case. Don't forget to like and follow for another episode.
This is why you should never explore the forest at night. Late at night in 2006, 2 men hear some strange noises coming from a forest near their house, so they decide to go have a look. After their footage went completely viral, they would admit that they actually only went into the woods just to scare themselves. They didn't actually expect to film anything. At some point on their walk, they start to notice more and more dead birds on the ground, and so one of them gets out his camera to start filming them. As they're filming the birds, you can tell that they're getting more and more spooked by the whole situation, and then one of the men hears something in the tree line, and the cameraman pans his camera to look. Human eyes? don't reflect light.
After years of heartbreak and political controversy, Morgan Harris's remains have finally been found in a Winnipeg area landfill, proving her family's relentless fight was justified. Harris, one of 4 Indigenous women murdered by convicted serial killer Jeremy Skibicki in 2022, was discovered after months of excavation. Despite authorities initially refusing to search, advocates say this is a long overdue vindication, but they demand accountability from police and government leaders who dismissed the search, insisting that no family should have to fight this hard to bring a loved one home.
The devastating story of Kaya Campbell and the YouTube channel she left behind will forever live in my head. Trigger warning, essay. On June 7th, 2017, 10-year-old Kaya and her stepbrother, 15-year-old Aiden Zelmer, left to go to a local Walgreens after he damaged one of her Pokemon cards and agreed to steal her new ones. When arriving at the Walgreens, he realized the cards were kept behind the cashier, so he stole some candy instead, and the two left the store. On their way home, Aiden claimed that they got into some sort of argument and she was annoying him, so he just left her and walked home alone, to which Kaya never returned. Her parents filed a missing persons report, but it wasn't long until a man discovered Kaya's lifeless body. According to reports, her skull was bashed in and her pants were pulled down with signs of SA. Police then discovered blood on Aiden's shoes that traced him back to Kaya, resulting in him being arrested for murder. Allegedly, he confessed to one of his cellmates that he did beat Kaya with a metal pipe and planned to go on the run, but police caught him before he could do so. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 40 years, meaning he would be 55 years old.
The married couple behind me are related. Let's talk about how that happened. In 2017, Adriana, the wife pictured behind me, wanted to find her mother who abandoned her when she was an infant. She went on TV, eventually she found her mom, and the two had a nice, emotional reunion. But things were just getting started with that. Her mother revealed she also abandoned her infant brother, Leandro. And guess who her husband turned out to be? Leandro himself, her brother. Despite the two realizing now that they are both brother and sister, they decided to stay married, and they vowed to not separate. What in the Star Wars is this? This story happened in Brazil. Now let's just hope these two don't have children, because it might be the Goonies in real life. I don't know, I feel like if I were in their position and I realized that, I'd probably be disgusted and, go to a remote mountain somewhere and live out the rest of my life as a monk. When I was reading this story, I expected it to be from Alabama or something. Brazil surprised me. Let me know what you guys think about this interesting love story in the comment section below. And as always, these videos are for informational and entertainment purposes only.
That's interesting. I always thought incest was more of a subconscious thing. You could low-key be like, I have, for some reason, don't have any attraction towards you. You know what I'm saying? But turns out if you actually don't know the person that you're with is not your brother, you could just, get with them and then you'll be good. I don't know. That one is kind of strange, but at the same time, can you really blame them for not separating? I mean, I don't know. I even know how to look at that, because it's just you caught feelings for this person and then you found out it's actually your brother/sister. What's your next move? You know what I'm saying? Those feelings are still there. It's not like you're gonna be like, oh, that's my brother, gone. What?
So this serial killer used to live in my city. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Paul Bernardo raped 19 women and murdered 4 women. He began by sexually assaulting multiple women in Scarborough, Ontario between the ages of 15 and 21. He would beat them, abuse them, and then videotape the entire interaction and then threaten them if they told police. Paul met 17-year-old Carla Homolka, and unlike other girls he dated in the past, he realized that she shared the same sick fantasies. While they dated, Paul continued to do what he was doing with Carla's knowledge and approval. Now, this is where things get super dark and disturbing. 3 years into the relationship, Paul tells Carla that he wants a virgin, so he turns his attention to Carla's 15-year-old little sister, Tammy. Carla agreed, and a couple of days before Christmas, she spiked her little sister's drink, and when Tammy was unconscious, both her and Paul sexually assaulted her. 15-year-old Tammy choked on her vomit and passed away. Her death was not really investigated and it was ruled an accident, and both Paul and Carla got away with murder. In 1993, Carla left Paul after he beat her with a flashlight. And within 2 months, a DNA sample taken from Paul turned up as a match for the Scarborough rapist, and he was arrested in February 1993. Carla worked with police and testified against Paul, and she was only sentenced to 12 years in prison. She was released in 2005. She got remarried, had 3 kids, and now lives in Quebec. On the other hand, Paul was sentenced to life in prison, and he was denied parole multiple times.
The Weeknd's new album talks about the firmament, the end times, and the music industry taking singers to hell. A couple of you guys told me to look at Timeless by The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. He says, "City on fire when I'm coming home, fill up the sky, I fill up the dome," the firmament. They all know about the firmament. All the people fooling the masses, they all know. It's obvious to them, and they're laughing at us. I got a priest, he got a cross, get out of line, send him to God. I shed a tear, pray for a loss, oh yeah. So the video for this has some really interesting visuals. Here it looks like they're in hell, and take notice of this hell mouth. If you guys are familiar with Travis Scott's Astro World, he has very similar imagery. They're taking from this painting called Christ in Limbo. This is on the outer circle of hell. There's like a giant being that swallows people that are going to hell. And there's all different pictures of hellmouth. Then we had a close-up of hell with the full moon in the background. Then a quick flash of a sign that says paradise. Playboi Carti flashing his pentagram necklaces. The Weeknd doing an Illuminati symbol. He did it like 5 times. This is just 2 pictures. But I want to draw your attention to the album. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow, and the picture is him screaming in agony. But look at the song list. Wake Me Up featuring Justice. Until We're Skin and Bones. Baptized in Fear. Open Hearts, Opening Night, Reflections Laughing, Enjoy the Show featuring Future, Given Up on Me, I Can't Wait to Get There, Take Me Back to LA, Big Sleep, Give Me Mercy, The Abyss, Red Terror, Without a Warning, and then Hurry Up Tomorrow. Give Me Mercy. Conversations with the Sky, Mercy on My Soul, Things I Should Have Known, Master of Deceptive Lies. Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith. Devil tricks with paradise, none of it is true. Fighting for your light, hoping that it's worth all the bleeding. Big Sleep. Well, you used up your borrowed life and you wasted your borrowed time. Big sleep, you barely put up a fight, ready for the forever night. I can't wait to get there. The darkness keeps you shining. Just sign on the dotted line. I can't wait to get there. Guys, this is not just art. All Christians are screaming from the rooftops that we're in the last minutes of the end times. The entertainment industry has been putting subtle hints out, and now we have stuff that's this obvious. Stop listening to this crap and get right with Jesus. He is coming back soon.
I mean, to be fair, they did say that Lucifer was what, the king of the choir or something like that. Like he was the angel that produced music. So I guess music is the devil if you really think about it. So I can see exactly why it's so demonic nowadays. I mean, the end times, I don't know. Because I feel like they've been saying the end times for like damn near 100 years now. Yep, and my ring light just cut out, so I guess that's the end of the video. Make sure to check out my vlog channel. I'm going to upload a lot of videos on that channel. You guys don't want to miss it. I'm under 1,000 subscribers right now over there. Anyone that's coming from over here, just comment on the video when it's posted, or any of my videos, just saying that you're coming from this channel, and I'll reply to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you like a shout out on this video. So let's try to get that account to 1,000 subscribers. Every single person that subscribes, just comment on our recent shorts or the vlog that I'm gonna post. Just comment that you're from my main channel, and I'll give you a shout out in probably one of my future videos, because this video might come out while I'm actually in Florida. Like, I don't know yet. First account tag down in the comments, subscribe. Try to get me to 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you all for watching this here.